Alright everyone, welcome back. This is Vaipo. I'm back with another game of League of Legends. This one is actually a ranked game between Morska Gaming, I believe, and the other team is actually called Longcock Gaming. Don't ask why they call themselves that, I do not know. But this was on a featured list for the high ranked games which are on right now, so I decided I may as well actually commentate it. So in the top we have Riven versus Renekton. Then in jungle we have Nautilus versus Nocturne. In the middle we have Ahri versus Ryze with a pretty weird looking skin. I don't really particularly like it. And in bottom we have Soraka and Ashe versus Janna and Sivir. So we're now going to jump straight into the game, and we're going to be watching this. Now unfortunately for some reason again my attack animations did bug out again. So not attack animations but rather the projectile animations. So I can't actually see any projectiles which are being cast. And hopefully that will not cause too many problems basically. So Nocturne may be going up top now to try to gank Riven, but I'm not quite sure if this might be the good time, because Riven is pretty good at running away, but Nocturne is going to go all the way around her. And he is going to get that fear off, and nope, Riven flashes just in time. I'm not quite sure if that was necessary. I would have probably waited a little bit longer for the flash until the fear goes off. But of course if the fear does end up making you run backwards, this can end up in a very bad engage for you, and possibly a death. So first blood has not been called yet. Nautilus may be going down to bot to try to do some damage. This ward is not going to pick him up if he stays near this bush, and this may just be a dangerous gank, especially considering Sivir has just wasted her shield. So we may see first blood being called here right now, and Janna is getting pulled back. Ashe is doing some damage. Janna flashes, she does get another auto hit, and Nautilus's skill actually ends up getting that first blood. Now Titan's Rat is the skill which just picked up that first blood, which does a bit of damage over time, and even though unfortunately it's not Ashe that picked up that skill, it's still going to help Ashe quite a little bit in terms of gold. And let's have actually a look and compare Sivir versus Ashe. Ashe is about 200 gold ahead of Sivir, which is still going to be pretty nice for Ashe. A nice little boost from the very start. Now Renekton is a very dangerous champion early game. He does have that stun and he's very sustainable, and he does quite a bit of damage also, so Riven is going to be struggling against him, but not so much late game unless Renekton goes very tanky into a bit of a bruiser build. And Ahri is getting a bit of damage here. She might escape, she will actually escape, and even though this gank was quite successful because they didn't make her waste her ult, sorry, not her ult, her flash, it wasn't quite 100% good enough gank, but I would still say that Nocturne's time was worth coming into mid like that, because wasting a flash means that the next gank will be twice as effective. Now Ashe is trying to harass a little bit actually with the help of Soraka, but I don't think that's going to be very helpful right now. Ashe and Sivir need to farm as much as they possibly can right now, and that's just what they're doing. Sivir is slightly ahead on minion kills, but she did of course not get any assist or kill early on, seeing as Ashe and Soraka did get an assist each with that first blood. So bottom is being a bit quiet right now after the first blood. Everyone is being very careful, even though I don't know why Sivir put up that shield right there. It only blocks magic attacks, and especially considering she actually has quite a lot of mana, she doesn't really need extra mana right now. So looking at this game now, we have a bit of a interesting thing which a lot of people don't notice these days. When somebody plays a normal game, and I'm unfortunately guilty of it myself, you don't really need to have boots early on. A lot of people play it that way, but I don't particularly play it that way. And as you can see here, 4 out of the 5 of them, and all 5 here actually, picked up boots as their first item. And having boots very early game is very good for picking up kills, and as well as actually running away. I mean, if you're getting chased by somebody with about 50 more run speed than you, you're very likely to get killed like that, especially if there's 2 or 3 of them. So it's actually something very interesting that I should probably start taking into consideration myself, and actually starting with boots first, because boots do make quite a bit of a difference when you do run that much faster than your opponent. So Riven is going to be picking up a bit of... I'm not quite sure why that arrow actually went off here. I believe it may have been intended by for somebody else, but Riven did extend quite a bit here, and now Rise is going to come in and he might do quite a bit of damage, but Riven may pick off Renekton first, and Rise is actually going to pick her off, yes, because that flash, it was obviously worth it. He did get the kill, but I do believe that Renekton should have waited a bit more for Rise and not overextend a bit too much. Now, actually, Nocturne was taking on Ahri in middle one-on-one. I did quite just about miss it, and even though he did ult, Ahri did finish him off first, probably with the help of Ignite, if she does have it. Yes, she does. She did just waste it also, and her ult. Ashe is actually a bit out of position here. She could actually get picked off right here, but a bit of a heal and some support from Soraka is going to hold back Janna and Sivir. So Soraka is going to be placing a few wards. She's probably going to place that pink ward down in a few minutes so she can prevent any wards from being placed by the purple team's Janna, and not quite sure when she's going to place that pink ward. She probably will place it in a few moments, but probably not here because there is already a ward here, although she did see it being placed, so she might want to get rid of it. But I think a better choice would actually be to put it in front of Dragon, so she can clear this out and they can do Dragon without too much contest from the purple team. So right now Ashe is with 2 assists. I didn't quite... Oh, actually the assist is from the kill on Renekton, and that probably is going to help her even more. Ashe is getting very, very nice assists here every now and then, and of course with the first blood assist as well as the top assist, the fact that Sivir is ahead on kills, or on minion kills, sorry, Ashe is actually still slightly ahead in terms of gold, I would imagine. Ashe is on 2900, Sivir is on 2700. Yes, she is slightly ahead. What is she actually maxing? I'm going to have a quick look. She is maxing her hawk shot first, and that is purely for farming purposes, which means she is not going to be taking out that tower. She's not going to be pushing it anytime soon. She wants to get as much farm as possible. Otherwise she would be maxing her W, which is the arrow barrage. So Nocturne is coming down the bottom here, but of course the ward does spot him, and Ashe may or may not get a few hits off, and it was a bit of a... I'm not sure if he actually hit him there or not. I don't believe that Ashe actually hit him because I couldn't see the projectiles, obviously, with this bug. But that is something that a lot of people do. They'll pull away their champion slightly too soon, right before it actually auto attacks, and it's not too much of a problem, but it is nice for harassment if you actually do get that auto hit off, especially against squishy champions such as Sivir or Janna. So we are going to see a bit of a push here. Sivir is auto attacking quite a lot here, and I don't particularly like it myself when somebody's pushing a turret like that, because it does mean that the turret is either going to get taken out early, or you know, for example, you're going to be very vulnerable to a gank from behind. Even though they do have the jungle warded pretty well here, nobody would be able to sneak past without being fully noticed, because there is a ward in Dragon as well as this bush, so whatever way you come in, you cannot escape line of sight, particularly here, of course. Oh, actually middle is getting a bit of action. Ahri did just pick off Rise, and I believe she's going to get a second kill, which she just did. And I did miss that. Actually, we have a bit of a conflict down bottom. Sivir is ulting right now to try to pick off Ashe. I'm not sure if she's going to get him here because of... Oh! And that was a very, very good ult from Janna. She did just push Ashe back into it, although Ashe did flash over the wall, escaping perfectly. Soraka is in a bit of trouble right now. She might get picked off by Sivir. If Sivir keeps walking like this, she might get that boomerang thrown in, but Soraka's self-heal armor buff is going to prevent that kill from happening. Now they do have a fresh ward here from both teams, and that is going to be a bit of help from them. And there is a pink ward here actually for blue team, and that is going to prevent any warding from Janna, and as well as obviously revealing the jungle right there. So we do have a 5-for-1 on blue to purple, and blue is quite a bit ahead now in terms of gold as well. They are exactly 2000 gold for early game is quite a lot, and Ahri is on 3-0. Actually, Nocturne does jump in like that. He is afraid of that arrow. He does shield himself, but he does pick off that Ashe quite easily without too much problems. And of course they're going to pick off this Soraka, I would imagine, as well. Yep, they do. And that's the problem with Nocturne. I don't particularly like playing against the Nocturne because of course he does have that ult which can jump in, and this Ahri is actually being not visible here from the wards, and she might actually get picked off here as well, even though she may use her ult to get away. But with that fear, and actually no, Ahri is such a fast champion, it's actually very difficult to actually lock her down unless you have a lot of stuns. Rise is coming in there, and he actually, Ahri predicted him quite well. I suppose she did see him using the ward here and in the middle, but purple team are going to take the dragon here unless they are being contested, and actually Nautilus might try to grapple hook in there, but I don't believe that would be a very good engage for him right now, because there are 3 people here in mid, as well as Sivir pushing down from the bottom. Not quite engaging just yet, but Nautilus may. Yep, Nautilus is fully engaging. He is going to take out that Rise very quickly, with the help of Ahri, of course, and Soraka and Ashe all taking their part. Sivir is not going to engage here because she knows she is going to get taken out straight away. What we have right now is the purple team did catch up a little bit on gold, but they're not quite there yet. They're still about 1,500 behind. Blue team is invading the blue jungle, and sorry, the enemy jungle trying to steal the blue buff probably for Soraka, I'd imagine. Or no, never mind, that's Ahri. I thought it was somebody else here with her. And Ashe is going to get a bit of farm. Not quite sure why she's pushing, because she is auto-attacking, or not anymore, but she was a second ago. Nocturne is going to come down here into blue and see what the hell just happened. My blue is gone, even though there is a ward here. I'm not sure if this was there a second ago. I didn't quite notice it, and that is my mistake. But we are going to see Ahri here doing quite a bit of pushing straight onto the turret. I'm not sure if she wants to do that right now, but pushing mid is always a good idea, because when you push mid you can start ganking afterwards, and that is a very good thing for an AP to do. If you gank, you get a few kills, you help the other lanes out, and that's how you win a game pretty much most of the time, when you help the other lanes out and they get ahead. It's just a bit of a farming here. They're not really particularly hitting each other much. They're kind of more like ignoring each other and, you know, farming up a little bit, because you have Riven on 114 kills and Renekton at 92, which means Riven is quite a bit ahead, and she is going to do a bit of harassment here, but not going to get a kill, of course, because he is very tanky, and all he would have to do really is actually I'm going to go back here, and Raven could get picked off here, as well as bottom being a bit harassed, but no, it's okay. And Raven is running away like crazy right now. There's 2 basically tanks running after her right now, and she is going to use her speed to get away, and Nautilus is going to help a little bit, knocking up that Renekton. He could go down in this to the turret, but I'm not quite sure why Raven is going in there. She could get taken out, but Nautilus does want that kill. He stays in there trying to get the kill, and Nocturne is going to get picked out as well. So basically gank just got counter ganked, and that didn't go quite well. That Raven was very risky there. If they would have turned onto her all of a sudden, they could have easily picked her off. Actually, Soraka getting picked off at bottom here, not quite sure how that happened. That may have she may have ulted or something and just quickly killed her, and actually she could have quite easily jumped her right here and just jump straight into Ashe. Let's compare the movement speeds. Actually, Sivir is running faster, which means she could have quite easily picked off that Ashe. Especially, actually never mind, Ashe does have her arrow, which means it would have probably been a trade, which is 90% of the time not really worth it, especially if you have a support here which is going to pick up an assist. So Ahri did finish off the middle turret. She is going to start harassing the middle turret quite a little bit here, and I'm actually not sure where Rise is. Rise is still building the old build. Rise underwent a little bit of a change recently, where they boosted up his AP ratios and nerfed his mana ratios, and a lot of people seem to still build him the same way, with Tears of the Goddess going into an Archangel Staff, and then probably getting a Banshee's Veil for the Catalyst, the Protector. even though I do believe that Rod of Ages would probably be a better choice now with the improved AP ratio, but I think, to be honest, that they should nerf the mana ratios a little bit further again, and of course boost up those AP ratios. The dragon is going to go down here quite uncontested, and blue team is in very good position right now. They may, yeah, they are going to actually pick off Rise here without too much problems, and that's purely thanks to Ahri's massive speed as well as Riven's stuns. Actually, Renekton pushing the top turret, and actually blue team is looking very well right now. They're 94 on kills. They are 3,600 gold ahead, but Renekton is going to tie that up a little bit now with a turret. So blue team is slightly ahead on turret, although the blue team or purple team was ahead, but purple is going to catch up now with that middle turret being taken out, and this is bringing them very, very close to the inhibitor turret. Even though they are kind of surrounded from both sides, which I think that you should probably evenly actually push turrets, not take them in one at a time, one lane at a time. I mean, they should probably back off here because the minions are down, and Nautilus is taking a bit of turret damage, so they don't want to take too much of that, especially when they see what's the name, Nocturne jumping in like that, even though Nocturne's jump was way too long, even though he does just about escape that actually, and ends up being still a successful gank, probably with a bit of luck, but both Renekton and Nocturne are going to survive this with barely a bit of health, even though Ashe did just pick off Renekton because he did get a bit careless, as well as Ryze picking off Soraka, and I believe Ashe is going to get taken out here as well. Although they could trade here, Sivir could go down and most likely will, and yes, she is. Whoa, why did you not keep going? Oh, okay, I see. So yeah, Ahri without any mana is kind of in trouble here, although she does a bit of damage, but not quite enough. Obviously, 3 people here in the middle. If somebody could actually get in here and just like do one skill on all of them, they could probably kill them, but of course that's not very likely, seeing as there was an ace just called right now. Blue team does lose the middle turret, which means that the purple team is actually just about caught up with gold as well as actual kills. They're only 1 kill behind right now, and they are looking to get back into shape here quite well. They had a horrible start, I must say, but they are catching up a little bit. Let's quickly look at the builds. Actually, Ahri building an Abyssal Scepter first, which is going to be very nice. Ryze did go for that Rod of Ages, which I thought he wouldn't get, but I guess he did. Taking into account the increased AP ratios which Ryze has recently gotten, he is probably going to get something defensive, either a Abyssal Scepter or a Banshee's Veil. I have a feeling that it's probably going to be a Banshee's Veil because that's the way to build Ryze these days. But we'll see how that goes. Ahri is going to be doing, of course, more damage. I think she's going to go for Aurelia's Crystal Scepter next. Then let's compare the bruisers. From the top, Renekton is gone completely tanky. He's probably going to go for a Frozen Mallet right now. He does have his Mercury Treads, which is going to make him practically a tank right now. Riven did go for a similar build, but she took a Wriggle's Lantern in between, and she might... Actually, I'm not quite sure what she's going to go for with this. A pickaxe? She might go for an Infinity Edge, but I'm not quite sure if that's quite a good idea right now, seeing as she does have 2 unfinished items, or 1 rather. I do believe that getting either a Trinity Force, well, not so much Trinity Force, but a Frozen Mallet could be useful on Riven, just purely for the extra slow, I mean, because she already has enough of that. Supports are not really worth comparing. Soraka is getting more deaths anyways, because she's getting focused, of course. Sivir is actually doing quite a lot better than Ashe though. She is much more farmed. She also has an extra kill and 3 assists, and as well as not giving a single death away. Which means, actually, let's compare their gold. 7,000 gold for Sivir, 6,500 for Ashe. Now there is a kill in the middle with 4 people jumping on Janna right after she disconnected, and that's a bit unfortunate because that does happen quite often. And Purple's Janna is getting picked off here, and they are actually going to push on to Baron. They did get a very free kill there, so they're just not as scared to go into it. But this might not be a good engage for them right now. They have been spotted by the purple team. Even though purple team does only have 4 people, they are going to place a ward here, so they can probably try to steal this or jump in and try to get a kill if somebody gets very low. But I'm not quite sure if this is a safe idea. All 4 of them are here, and actually purple team is going to contest this. They are going to do some damage, even though blue team did pick up the Baron buff. Ahri is going to get taken off straight away. Rise does pick off Soraka as well, but there is suddenly a trade, but still purple team picks off 4 kills in return for 2. Riven might get away here. No, Riven might not get away here. Never mind that. She does have almost no health, as well as Sivir running after her right now, as well as Rise. So there's no way this Riven is going to get away, and the ace was called. And we have a bit of a crazy engage here with wards placed everywhere, trying to screw up that Baron kill. And of course, that Baron kill did go completely lopsided all the way in. So blue team did think a bit too much of that Janna kill, considering Sivir's farm, and it did cost them. It cost them quite a lot. They are actually behind right now. Purple team is ahead on kills, but not quite on gold, even though Sivir, of course, is quite a lot ahead of Ashe right now. Even though I do consider Ashe a better AD carry, she is right now 600, almost 600 gold behind Sivir, which is going to cost her quite a lot of damage. Nautilus again overextending, gonna probably get taken out here with all the CC that's coming in from there right now. Although he is getting Soraka's wish as well as a bit of slows, but Sivir does ult, which means they might actually dive under the second bottom turret. Although no, they back off in exchange for a dragon. This was probably also the better decision, because picking off Nautilus would have only given them 1 kill, whereas picking up this dragon is actually going to get them all gold, which is going to be very, very handy. Purple team is pinging dragon again, but I'm not quite sure why. Perhaps to show that there are wards there. I don't think they actually need to know that right now though. But Raven and Soraka a bit far up here now. I'm not quite sure if they realize how close the purple team is, but they could be overextending a little bit, even though Raven is pretty tanky right now. They are being spotted here by a purple ward, even though Soraka is with an oracle, so she is going to pick that off, as well as the one here. And top turret is getting slightly pushed right now, but blue team is starting to get aggressive again. They're doing a lot of pushing. I'm not quite sure if this is a good idea right now, because they're a bit behind. Ashe needs to get her farm up like crazy, and I don't think that they are quite prepared to take on this team just now. I do believe that Ahri may have been going a bit too defensive right now. She has 2,200 health at level 15. Usually I'd see, especially mages which are so quick, like for example Katarina and her, she's gone a bit too tanky for that. She should have probably went for a Rabadon's death cap to get her AP ratios very, very high. Rise, yeah, he is going for that Banshee's Veil to get a bit more tanky, which seems to be a dominant build on Rise for quite a while now. Getting that Banshee's Veil for a defensive item because of the AP ratios, it does really help him quite a lot. But the only problem with the old Rise, the way he was built before, is that he would be quite useless early game. His AP would just be too little, and he would not have almost any damage until late game. But of course, once late game hits, he would end up being a massive tank with a huge amount of damage, and he would be literally like three-shotting people. So Rise doing a bit of a new build, I suppose. He is building some health as well with the Rod of Ages and the Banshee's Veil, even though both give him mana as well. But we're gonna see what's gonna happen. The next engage might be a very, very important one. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Soraka is dewarding a little bit while she can, while there's no team fights, and Ahri is actually being very careful here to not get anywhere near these guys right here. Actually, Soraka is getting pretty close to them here. They are getting ready to set up for another dragon, I believe, because the dragon is about to respawn. Bottom turret could go down in quite a few amount of hits actually. I think it'll only take about 2 or 3 hits, excluding the fact that it does have the Zephyr shield right now. So quickly speed this up. Ashe getting in a very dangerous position here. If she gets picked off alone, then that could spell disaster for the blue team. and they're being very passive right now. Everyone is there's a lot of tension going on with who should engage and who should stay back, and I'm not quite sure if they really want to. Actually, Nocturne is going to jump straight onto Ashe, and I believe Ashe is going to probably get focused on quite heavily here. I'm going to slow down the game actually to have a look at this. Renekton is in between two people getting focused, but Ashe should have been focused first to completely have dominated this. Rise is getting actually focused here by Ahri, and I'm not sure if she should be focusing Rise. She should be focusing Sivir right here, because Sivir has been completely ignored for the whole team fight, which probably just cost blue team the whole fight, because they did not focus Sivir whatsoever. Now I'm going to speed it up back to normal speed, and Sivir is probably going to pick off actually. No, she is not. They actually lost all their damage, so Sivir is going to survive this quite easily, because purely I believe that she was just not focused enough in that team fight, and that is going to cost the blue team quite a lot now, because purple team is going to do quite a lot of pushing now, and Soraka is only about to spawn, but of course Soraka can't do anything. Ashe is here with her, but they are probably going to take out the bottom turret right now, uncontested. Ashe is going to just show up, but if she gets too close, of course she'll get picked off as well. And of course they're going to back off as soon as they take that turret. They do take every little victory that they can. They are both actually quite equal on gold. There's only about a 1,500 gold difference, which at this time of the game is not that scary. It's quite it's very close goals difference to be at in this time of the game. This is actually 30.5 minutes into the game. And I know you can't see the timer. This is because it's blocked off to not give away when the game is going to end. Of course, just making it that bit more exciting. And I have been getting quite a lot of feedback. I have posted that I'm starting to do this on the League of Legends forums on the EU West servers, and I'm getting a lot of constructive feedback. There are some people who are trying to troll, but they're kind of failing because I don't really care. But some people are being very nice, and actually Riven getting picked off here because she did overextend quite a bit. And then she just got controlled way too much, and that always causes problems when somebody catches on to you. For example, Nocturne, if he gets that fear and you don't have a flash, then it's just a chain of CCs. And Nautilus actually going ahead probably was going to check if they're going to do Baron, but that hook actually did not go off properly, which means Nautilus is going to go down here. Soraka could even get picked off as well. She was staying a bit too close, although Nocturne is getting shut down by Ashe just purely because he got a bit too close to that turret, and Ashe probably arrowed him. No, she did not. Wow, I don't really know how Ashe actually killed him off. But Rise did just pick up his legendary title, and that is just purely because Rise is just an unstoppable late game. He has 2,800 health. He is semi-tanky, not too tanky. He does have, of course, Banshee's Veil. Janna actually could get picked off here. Yeah, actually she doesn't get picked off, but Renekton does get ignited there, I believe, towards the end. And purple team does have the Baron completely saved off. The minions on top are pushing, so they can't. The blue team can't go through this way. They can't go through the middle because the minions are here as well. And you can see that there are 3 wards here, which are gonna show the purple team exactly where the blue team is when they try to get towards the Baron. So I believe when Renekton is actually going to respawn, I believe they are going to try for a Baron kill. If not, then they might try to counter Baron if blue team tries to get it. But I don't think that blue team will try that again. They did screw up with one Baron kill really badly, because even after they were detected, they stayed for a bit too long. And I guess they couldn't really predict it, but it does happen sometimes. And of course, blue team are going to bait them, although I'm not sure if they know if there are wards here, but I do think that it was a bit, they're probably aware that there is wards here, but they don't quite know where. But I'm sure that they just wanted to pull purple team towards here so that they would maybe counter gank them or something like that. But I just don't think that they knew quite how many wards there are around the place. And that's the advantage of having a good support. Like right now, they can see everything that is going on in this part of the jungle. The only part they can't see is up here, and the wolves, which are not really that important. As long as they can see all the entrances, it's all good. and they are actually all going to go towards Baron again. This could be a big engage again, and I'm gonna probably slow down the game again, even though Rise is quite far away, which would not be a good engage for purple team, but I believe that either ways purple team could probably do quite a bit of damage here. They're far ahead of the blue team. Excuse me, burping. And Ash is a bit too far behind. I do believe Sivir shouldn't have went for them Warmogs because she is gone a bit too tanky now, and Ash does do a bit too much more damage actually, even though Guardian Angel and Warmogs is going to keep Sivir alive for quite a long time. But I only think that Sivir could get away with this purely because she went so damn good early game. She just got too many kills. At 6-0-15 with 15 assists, that's her Ricochet picking off assists. But she did get arrowed by Ashe with a quite nice aim actually, but I don't believe they're going to get her because she has too much health. She can run, they have no stuns to actually pick her off with. Nautilus was quite too far away. And I believe it's time for blue team to push back, otherwise they might actually get ganked here quite well. And I believe they are going to try to go for a Baron kill. They are being seen right now by purple team because purple team does have this ward here. Janna is going to throw a Howling Gale in there. I'm not quite sure what the purpose of that was. Maybe just to warn them or something that we're about to kill you. Not a very good idea. But Nautilus, or Nocturne of course, jumping onto Ashe straight away. He is going to do as much damage as possible because Soraka does get picked off straight away by Renekton. And I do believe that they are going to still try to focus Ashe here, with Renekton just being a complete tank here, just taking on Ashe all by himself. Although Rise does get killed by Nautilus, and Sivir does take out what's her name, Ahri. Now the problem with this now is, again, Sivir was not focused, and even though she does not do the most damage at this stage, I believe it was just the early game that really helped Sivir carry this team. She was not focused in that bottom fight where they actually got about 4 kills out of that, if I remember correctly. And Sivir was just ignored. They did not touch her, and even though she might not be the best AD carry, she still probably does the most damage. And Nautilus is going to get killed here. I believe this is probably going to be the end of the blue team. It looks like Sivir picking up another legendary title. And they're just going to push straight into the inhibitor now. They have loads of time until both Ashe and Ahri actually arrive. So they are going to take this inhibitor and back off. Even though bot turret is getting a nice little push as well, which means they could perhaps try to do a few hits onto that turret as well. So the first inhibitor of this game has been destroyed, and the blue team of course lost it, as you can see on screen. Ahri and Ashe pushing bottom, but not going to go committing into it too much just in case the purple team is somewhere in the bush here waiting for them to come out. And I believe Ashe is not using her hawk shot as much as she probably should, and I don't really know why that is. A lot of Ashes seem to forget it, and I'm not flaming these guys for being bad or anything, because they're probably 10 times better than me at the actual game. But a lot of Ashes, they don't actually use hawk shot after early game. They only use it maybe early on to check if there's a gank in the bush at bottom or something like that, but later on they seem to forget it. So purple team is going to seem to be interested in Baron right now. They are kind of checking for wards, warding as well against the blue team. Janna does have 3 more wards, which means she's probably going to leave one here down by blue, and she does, which means they are going to be trying for a Baron kill right now. They are not being seen right now, even though there is a ward here by blue, but fortunately for the purple team, they are not going to be visible here, and this Baron kill is going to be killed with no contest whatsoever, because the blue team are simply not aware that they're here. And there's the hawk shot actually from Ashe coming in very late, and it's going to be a bit late for them now, because after Baron is killed there is nothing they can do, even though purple team is splitting up, which I wouldn't recommend in case blue team was actually sitting here somewhere waiting for them. 2 wards here actually placed by purple team. I'm sure that was a mistake, not called out over Skype or whatever team chat they use. If they use any. This is a team, a pre-made team, so obviously they do have some sort of voice communication so that they don't have to chat, type in game. So Nautilus is of course getting out in front as usual to get some damage in, but he can't really do anything at this stage. I believe that the Baron buff is going to carry them quite well here. Soraka is getting a little bit focused, but she's just going to ignore them and flash away. Ashe is getting focused again, and this is what was missing for blue team earlier on. They do pick off Nocturne actually, but Ashe is a bit too low health. She does get picked off by Sivir, and Ahri is going to go down straight after her, then Soraka, and then also Riven of course. And this is pretty much GG. This is it. This is a double kill by Sivir and an ace from the purple team in general. So 18 to 34, it does look like it's over. So this game is finished. Purple team does win. Team Longcock Gaming end up winning this game. So please keep the criticism coming. I do want to improve my own commentaries. Hopefully I can do this on a regular basis so that I have more subscribers and people coming just plainly for this. There is one more guy doing this, but because he actually starts his game randomly at some time, and he only does famous teams like CLG or SK Gaming and stuff like that, and he ends up joining the games very late, like at 12 or 13 minutes, and I'm trying to avoid doing that. I'm trying to join the latest is around First Blood. I will never cast a game where First Blood has already been called, because I do want to see how it is done. So that's it guys, press the like button, subscribe, or dislike of course if you don't like. Leave a comment below, tell me what I can do better, improve my my casting, and maybe in the future, if I was also suggested that I should get a partner to cast with, but at the moment that's not possible with the way League of Legends is set up. I mean the spectator mode, so maybe in the future I'll have another partner and I will invite somebody, but for now, stay tuned guys, I'm Vaipo and I'm out.